The topic
I have
of
no
today's
idea.
discussion is, well, to shorten it, the current use of human rights. Okay, we're gonna start. Thomas, your 5 minutes start now.
So my personal view is I can actually use the situation currently in Gaza as an example, quite relevant if I don't say so myself. With the way I've noticed a lot of Americans personally and a lot of Europeans tend to post a lot about it. I get that some of them directly can be related to it and can care about it, but some people are doing it simply so that others don't judge them, or simply so that people will think that they are doing good, when in reality, they don't care. So if you are treating other people's human rights with so little disregard, then that puts into question the entire topic of human rights. Because if you, as a human being, cannot respect someone else's rights, then what means that others should then you shouldn't be able to expect your own rights to be respected. Additionally, human rights aren't even set in stone. If you look around our country, walk around the fucking street, no one gets their fucking rights, let's be real. That's an exaggeration. But quite a few people will not end up getting a lot of their rights. Housing is a right in this country, a human right, mind you. No one gets that. When I say no one, I mean a lot of the impoverished community of South Africa does not get housing. A lot of them don't get food, adequate support for their addictions, adequate support for their mental health issues, usually not received unless they commit a crime, in which case they're given inadequate support, granted still support, but that's prison. Prison isn't support, but it is, I guess, something. A little bit of food, nonetheless. Your rights aren't respected on a day-to-day basis, whether you realize it or not. Human rights to rather, just like general human decency, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure the exact right for it, but your own opinion and free speech, human rights, generally aren't respected because people don't tend to realize that your right to free speech ends when it infringes on someone else's right to believe what they want to believe, or when you infringe on their right to, yeah, just like exist in general. Because what you say, while it may be free speech, does not mean that it is respectful of someone else. And when your free speech breaches someone else's rights, it is no longer something you are allowed to say. Because if you get to do that, then what, why wouldn't the other person be able to do that? And if they do that, there is a high probability where you'll be offended, especially on the topic of religion. Certain religions believe certain things. That is true. But also, voicing opinions, or rather practices in a religion where it is disrespectful to certain people, communities, is something that should not be allowed, to be perfectly honest. Because if you are not in a setting like a church or a mosque where you are talking about your own religion with people who believe in the same thing as you are disrespecting other people's personal lives and beliefs.
Gabriel, your 5 minutes start now.
Um, I am a little lost because what was said, there was not much said, to be honest. But I do not agree with that at all. I think your opinion should be expressed, like your rights are respected. Your opinions are usually respected. None of your rights are ever infringed. Gaza is a war, so that is a whole different aspect. South Africa not getting their human rights is a massive problem in South Africa. But in our constitution, we have one of the best constitutions in the world, and we do respect people's human rights. We do not have the resources or capabilities to help those in need. As much as that's not respecting their human rights, it's more of the incapability to help them. Otherwise, the rest of what it was said was kind of not like nonsensical, but like didn't mean much, or I did not fully understand. So, never mind.
Okay, Thomas, you rebuttal, and then it's open to the floor. Okay, have fun.
My rebuttal, in my personal opinion, is that while South Africa may not be able to support you, that means that you shouldn't be promising the citizens of South Africa that. You shouldn't be promising them that they have human rights if you aren't able to provide them. That's not human rights. That is a lie. You are misleading people, which is not okay. you should at the very least be honest. Gaza is a war zone, sure, but Geneva Convention, go! Rights are still provided to people in war zones. That is the whole point of things like the Geneva Convention. You shouldn't be allowed to mistreat people, citizens, innocent citizens, mind you, in a war zone just to gain a tactical advantage. That is not something that should be permitted, and yet it is being done anyway. All of the countries of the world have said this in their international laws. Do you know what has happened? Fuck all, to be completely honest. Yeah, there's some like food and water and help being provided, but it's not enough. And it doesn't change the fact that in the first place, all of the laws involving international law are not being respected. They are not being followed. All of the treaties gone. And what are people doing about it to actually stop Israel? Nothing, to be completely honest. Like, sure, there are press conferences taking place. There are things that are in motion, but no one has thought to actually fully uphold the law.
Okay.
That isn't happening, to be completely honest. If a criminal shoots someone dead, go to court, fight out there. Ultimately, if without a good reason, you will go to jail. That's not happening here. This is like a celebrity fucking killing someone and then having an extra year of court time just because they're famous. That doesn't happen all the time, obviously, but I'm using it as an example. And then additionally, with rights being respected, sometimes, sure, rights are respected, but a lot with minorities, for example, transgender people, even, rights aren't respected. And if they are respected, they're respected to a minimum, unless in a group of people who are among that community or in a community similar to it. You can't say that people who have been discriminated against for decades are just suddenly getting all of their rights respected, especially when walking around I have seen people and heard people use slurs 24/7. It is actually kind of ridiculous. Like, it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, I get that it is better for people in communities like transgenders or people who are gay, lesbian, bi, etc. It is better than it was maybe like 50 years ago. But it's still not good. You're still not on the same level as other people. Even women, for example, less rights, if we're being completely honest, are treated worse than men in society today. And that, it's not fair. It's not respecting human rights if people are treated differently because of who they like or what they identify as or how they're born.
Okay. I understand that.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back to the South African one, okay? So if someone is unable to help you, say I promise Elijah that I'll give his money on Monday, okay? I'm like and I have $50 and I have this $50, and then someone comes up and I have to pay my $50 to this other person, otherwise I'm gonna get fucked up. And then I give them my $50. And on Monday it gets to Monday and Elijah's like, okay, where the fuck was my $50? I'm like, oh well shit, dude, like I did everything I could. I try to make more money. Is literally I'm unable to, and I made that promise to you with the intention of giving you that $50. I had no plans of giving it anywhere else, but I was unable to because something else had come up. I think there's a completely reasonable and understandable thing to happen, which is exactly what happens to South Africa because we have so
Would
much
be,
shit going on.
Gabriel. It would be, but the thing is, even after that, it has kept being promised. And also, our government is so corrupt, and they do not intend to do any of that.
Agreed, but like the ANC, for example, the amount of people that are their human rights are being violated is less and less every year. Meaning there is a change. We just have, which I will say, we have more of like human trafficking and stuff like that. But the general human, like people getting their full range of human rights are upping, which is a change. Even if it's little, it's change. Meaning there is an intention of helping
You
these
still
people.
shouldn't promise what is being promised, and that doesn't change that the change for the worse still exceeds the change for the better. Have you seen that 60 million rand bridge that is like 10 meters long and made
And it's like
completely out of
nothing.
cement?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to take away 60 million rand and then maybe like 10 people get a house? And a shitty house at that? and call that a change for the better, when that 60 million rand could have saved like fucking few hundred lives. It's not a change for the better. I grant you that it is a good thing that's happening, but the change for the worse outweighs the change for the better monumentally.
I would someone agree, but that never happens and will never happen in terms of any countries. Countries, even first world countries like America, they have things like that where they spend insane amounts of money to really not help the amount that they could have with the amount of money they have. So I think it's a big ask for especially South Africa to do something like that. When America, Germany, countries like that, they still spend way more money than we feel like they should.
But if you look at countries like New Zealand, Iceland, Switzerland, Australia even, they are putting an effective use to that money and actually putting all the money they promised towards what they're saying they're putting it towards. Whereas in America, South Africa, no, it's not. It's being stolen or put into other places. Additionally,
I
if
would
that is the
disagree.
case, then the Constitution and sorry,
Yeah.
throat should be altered. Human rights, the definition, should be altered from what they currently are, because you are still promising all these years later to fulfill these promises that you made, and you are failing every single year.
Okay, well, New Zealand, for instance, I have a bunch of family that live there. They had a flooding, and there was like 25% of people were actually helped at all in that entire situation. It's a really low percentage, but the
How many are homeless
emergency.
now?
Sorry,
How many of those are homeless now?
there are way more than they were before. They have a really low percentage of homelessness in New Zealand, but they had
Less
a
than
big
one?
emergency fund, and they spent it, and it didn't help the amount of people that they promised it would help.
Yes, but
That is
Gabriel,
that is a
there
missight.
is
That
a
is a
difference.
missight. But sure,
There,
they're a first world country that has a big. It's a big change. They're doing big things. That's still a missight. They were not promised. They weren't given the full promise. A lot of promises are not fully given, and that's kind of intended in the promise. The promise is where they want to give. Is what they want. Is the end achievement. But they usually most countries, and we would never expect them to reach the full goal. I think it's kind of unreasonable or what is it called? It's unreasonable to think that they would fully give the promise 100%.
I
It's
mean,
not even the best of
Gabriel,
countries do it.
you do realize that this is more or less a first for New Zealand in a sense that it does not happen often, and the money that was promised to be spent on those people was, I'm going to put a guess forward, more likely than not spent on rebuilding infrastructure to make sure that more people weren't affected. Like
Okay, but earlier
electricity.
you had just said it has to. The 60 million, even though it helps some people, it had to. They could have used it better. That's your
Is
point earlier was saying,
my
which now
difference.
you're
The
giving a different
difference
point for
between
this one.
this and that, Gabriel, the difference between this and that is all of the money that New Zealand spent, I can almost guarantee you did go towards helping people, whereas the 60 million that only helped a few people, the rest of that money was chucked.
I can tell you now that 60 million went into helping those people. It just didn't help the amount of people that they were going to because they used that 60 million like dog shit.
That 60 million was used to build one bridge. That bridge wasn't necessarily meant to help people, rather provide an easier route of travel, which I grant you is helping, but not in the sense that we need.
Yeah.
Also, 60 million to build a bridge like that, that bridge would have cost maybe 500,000 rand.
Uh,
59.5 million rand went towards what? Probably someone else's pocket.
it does go to someone else's pocket, the people who are making the bridge. But it doesn't matter because
Gabriel, you
your
think they
point
got paid
earlier,
that much?
we heavily overpay people that we trust. Wait, what do you
Gabriel, you
mean?
think the government trusts them? Do you think they're government workers that built that bridge?
They weren't government. As far as I know,
So
they're private.
I sincerely doubt that. I think it's more or less a contractor that was simply found. And even if they did get paid too much, that's not helping those contractors. That is taking away from other people. Because dividing fucking 59.5 million rand between, I don't know, 10 people, that's not helping. That's not helping anyone.
Wait, it was not 60 million. This year it says 40 million. So,
My bad.
anyways, 40
So,
million for a
39.5 between 10 people who have a job.
given to a private constitution, private contractor, which they have every right to do. Then they spend it.
No, they
This
don't. That is
contractor.
taxpayer money, Gabriel. They're giving taxpayer money to people who did not do the job well, who finished the job like way out of the time limit, and who did an inadequate, like they did not use the funds correctly. It wouldn't have cost that much to build that bridge unless you built that bridge out of fucking titanium.
I agree, but my point is that the point was that they're still trying to help people. The same way that the people in New Zealand were trying to help those in need and weren't able to. It was actually really low to the compared to the amount they was supposed to help. The same with America.
Gabriel,
Wait.
that
Let me
bridge
finish my
was not
point.
used to help people.
The intention was was there to build
Your
and add on to
intention was
infrastructure
find
into
a
South Africa.
place to spend money to make themselves look good and
No,
to be
that's
able
your
to take
view of it.
money and put it in someone
That was
else's.
your
Okay,
view of
guys,
it.
guys,
The
guys,
view
guys,
of it was
please,
that they were.
please.
That was
calm
your
down.
view of it. What the promise was, just because you do not think that they helped people, that they weren't, that the amount of money that they spent was wrong, doesn't mean that they really were. You weren't there. You didn't build
So
the
you're saying
bridge.
that they're right because their intention was good.
No, I never once did I say that. I said that your view of it is completely skewed because you have no idea. You have no idea about the contract. All I know is that there was 40 million given to a contractor to build a bridge to then help whatever the fuck they were doing to build
So
infrastructure.
no one checked on that bridge throughout the process of construction and was like, "Hey, this shouldn't cost 40 million." No government official went in there to be
What is
like,
the point of this? What is the point?
"I'm trying to
Guys,
say
guys,
that
guys,
you
guys, please, guys. We are going off the main topic. We swayed a bit too much. I think
Wait, what?
we've moved. We're going off the main path.
towards corruption rather than human rights." But
Yeah. So let's try and make our way back. Yeah. How's it? I'm Elijah from Get Fucked. Hope you're enjoying the debate. If you are, maybe like the video, maybe subscribe, leave a comment down below what you would like to see, or maybe join our Discord server and hit us up with a debate idea. Maybe some video ideas as well. That would be pretty cool. Hopefully you're gonna enjoy this debate. Alright, see ya. Yeah.
Okay, wait. When you said woman less rights, can you expand on that?
Can I hand you over to my very feminist friend? Jesus Christ, you had a visceral reaction to that.
No.
You want to please?
Just point it out, Thomas. Okay.
Okay. Why do you need that to be explained?
Are you okay?
Why do you need to explain that? Why do you need it to be explained that women have less rights? Do you own a phone? Have you ever been on social media? Have you ever been online?
I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Explain that one to me.
I want to know if you're okay or not.
Explain that one to me.
Are you okay?
I think
Hey guys, let's like not attack each other, please.
Okay.
Let's just please be
Gabriel, I
nice.
will provide you with my personal opinion then.
I just want to know you're expanding on your point.
Which one? Oh, that. Okay, I
Yeah.
can expand on my point.
Exactly.
So, Gabriel, you are aware of the pay gap, right?
Which is much less than it used to be, and there is a
Yeah,
point and
I
reason
agree.
for this. But yes.
I agree. It has lessened. It's still there. Yeah.
But do you know why it's there?
Why, Gabriel? Explain.
Because the jobs that women go for are much less paid for and are much less intensive or needed for the economy. And number two, lots of women take leave because they need to pay. They need to fucking have a pregnancy. They usually building families. A lot of women drop out of the workforce to look after their child while the man stays at work. These are built from traditions from earlier, which is breaking right now. Which is why women are gaining in the amount of jobs and the pay gap is getting way less. So there's no proof to any type of pay gap, even though there is one. There is no reason to it.
To nitpick something you said, so women being pregnant, you think they should be unpaid? Or they should be paid less because women can get pregnant?
No, but you're not gonna pay some. You don't. If so, okay, think about this. You have two people working. I have
So
Elijah. Wait. Let me finish my point. I have
okay.
Elijah and Emma working. Okay, they both work as a fucking, I don't know, private investigator. Okay, they work. They get paid a certain amount of salary. Okay, but now I know that um that Emma is she just got pregnant and she's gonna have a child. And I'm like, Elijah's working really fucking hard. They're both working equally as hard. Now the thing is, women do get paid on their leave, but I wouldn't want the risk of having someone drop out of my workforce for 9 months, or 6 months even. Uh, because most get around 6 to 4 months of paid leave. That is for in a business view. Why would I rather have Elijah working for me, or would I rather have Emma working for me, who will leave for 4 to 6 months, and I'll have to have someone to replace her for those 4 to 6 months.
So let me ask you this then. Alternatively, if Elijah was a fucking slob and didn't do any of his work, and Emma got pregnant, explain to me why you shouldn't pay Emma still, or rather, explain to me why you think that just because women are born to be able, or born with the ability to, rather, sorry, to have children, they just shouldn't. And because they are born this way, they just shouldn't be paid. Lol. Like you can't say that if you ever like even want to think about having a child. I don't know about you, but a lot of men, first of all,
Wait,
want to
what
have
is your
children,
point?
and because
Yeah.
they want to have children,
Yes.
someone is probably going to have that child. Am I right? They're not just going to spawn one of those. So, at that point, their family, like a solid half of the working part of their family, just can't work anymore. Lol. They shouldn't be paid. The family should collapse
When
because
once
they're
did
not.
I say that?
Gabriel, you just said that you shouldn't pay women while they are pregnant or while they're on maternity leave.
I never
I'm
once said
sorry,
that. I said the
Gabriel.
reason
That's
that
all you
women
were
get
talking
paid,
about.
the reason that why women are paid less for certain jobs is because they won't get the job. They won't usually get the promotion because a man will be able to work the full all the time whenever the fuck they want to, even if they have a family, whereas a woman will have to go on a maternity leave, which then you'll have to have someone else replace them for that during time. In a business, that is a absolute loss of money, and they don't want that, which is understandable. It's unfair, but that is how it works. Women and men are different, and you do them for different things. I never
So
once said they were never allowed to pay for maternity leave. You said that.
then,
I never once
then
said that they
okay, man.
they all have to be paid less or do anything like that. I said that
Okay,
certain jobs and promotions are not
okay,
able to women if they are
Hey
up
guys,
with a
guys,
man
please
on the
let's
same
calm
level.
down. Let's calm down, guys. Guys, calm down.
okay.
Wow.
Gabriel, I misunderstood. But then going to what I said, if Elijah is a fucking slob and he's the only other person available for that position, then pray tell, what should I do if there's a pregnant woman that's also available, but oh, she can get pregnant?
What is the assumption that a man is going to be a slob? If I have someone
I'm
working,
not saying
I
that. I'm not saying
my
that. I'm saying that in this scenario,
in this
Elijah is a
scenario,
fucking slob.
okay, Elijah's a slob. I wouldn't have hired you as in a business. You have people.
Comparatively. Comparatively.
In my last example, I had the two working, and they're equally as hard. And for a promotion, I'm thinking between the two, right? I'm like these both they have around the same numbers. They're doing it equally as hard, right? Now, which one do I choose? I'm obviously going to choose the man because he doesn't not have to go on maternity leave. Whereas the woman, she might have problems. She might a lot of women usually take maternity leave. They also have other woman problems that they usually have that usually affect work
Oh,
ethic.
you did
Okay,
not.
and then
I can't. Someone else speak. I can't speak to this man anymore. I will cuss you the fuck out.
Okay, if you let's calm down, guys. Let's breathe. Right? I think great points are being made from both sides. So I
did
think
you just
if you
give up?
want, I think let's move on from this topic rather, uh, because I think it would be safer. Let's carry on to the next topic that was mentioned.
Paternity leave.
What did you say?
Google paternity leave. PAT. Paternity.
Yes.
Google it.
What is your point?
So, given the opportunity, would you not take paternity leave if the option was to still get paid and then keep your workers happy? You know,
Wait. I don't understand what your point is.
Gabriel, I don't really understand where you're coming from as a human being expecting someone to
Okay,
not
stop.
be on leave while they're pregnant. Gabriel,
Wait,
I
I
actually
never
can't
once.
find,
Wait.
I
Are
can't
you?
talk to you anymore. I'm surprised you know woman.
I'm surprised that you're a fucking. You couldn't understand.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys, please, respectful.
I'll do my
If it
best. Let's just not talk about women's rights.
okay, women's rights. Let's move on to a second thingy. Gabriel, do you wanna? Actually, Thomas, you can carry on since that was a problem.
Yeah. Still on the same topic, or should we change it to something completely different?
Stay on the same topic about
Do you
human
wanna do
rights.
about freedom of speech?
Okay, freedom of
Huh?
speech.
Freedom of speech. Okay.
Still
So,
human rights regarding freedom of speech. Okay.
yeah, no.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
say I'm creating a hypothetical religion to reference some in real life, so don't be offensive. Let's say this religion thinks that gay people should die, or that
Yeah.
is a large part of the believers, like a fair amount. Let's say like 85% believe that their religion says that gay people should die, and
Yeah.
gay people exist and have rights. And
Yeah.
these people go around talking about how they think gay people should die in front of gay people. Do
Yeah.
you think that that is okay?
Nope, because that's inciting violence.
Okay. So, devout Christians or some people who are Muslim, I will not say all because
Yeah.
Muslims are actually really accepting. I've found at least. Um, but some devout Christians and Catholics who believe that their religion states that you should, I don't know, stone gay people to death.
Mhm.
They go around talking about gay people in a derogatory manner all day, every day. And it is indeed a real life thing because I've heard it. I've heard it in my family, I've heard it outside of my family. And even when it's kind of like covered up, like, sure, there are some things that are topics of debate, like transgender people in sport, but being outright against it and not like having any semblance of understanding why it may be argued against apart from something that you don't believe in, as in nothing based in logic. Just like straight out either passively aggressively or openly hating other people because of your religion, but using your religion to justify that does not make it okay. That's my statement.
Okay. So I don't think any of that disagrees at all with human rights, because the point of human rights is that you're allowed to express your opinion, like saying I don't like gay people. I don't think that they're allowed to be gay and allowed to express their gayness. But they're obviously, you're not allowed to incite violence. So you can't say gay people must die. Gay people, I want to kill gay people. This is against the law. This is against human rights as well. You're not allowed to incite violence.
Gabriel,
You
you're falling prey to a common misconception that freedom of speech doesn't end when your opinion like conflicts with someone else's belief. It does in fact end when your opinion does harm to another community or belief system. As a Christian, you can't say, unlike, to be completely honest with you can't say that Christianity is the only good religion.
is the what?
The only good religion. But
Wait,
yeah,
a what religion?
the only good.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what that word means, because it sounds like you just said the N word, and I'm very sure that's not what you
The
said.
only good. I was saying that unlike he believes, you can't say that Christianity is the only good religion because
the
that
only good
infringes on
religion.
other.
Sorry.
Yeah. I did
Okay.
not say the N word.
I think you are of course allowed to say it's the only good religion because it doesn't infringe on other religion. It's saying that it is the only good religion. So if you look at the other ones, they're not true. I'm allowed to say, oh, capitalism is a dog shit worldview and should actually absolutely be abolished, and we should have like socialism or something like that. That is completely within your right to say that.
That is an economic system, not entirely the same as a religion.
It is a
A religion
bold
is it is a bold statement, but it is not infringing on someone's faith. For example, like if you are capitalism isn't a way of life, it's a societal function, rather I should say.
Yes, which will affect
Whereas
way more people.
yeah, but that's not on a personal level. On a personal level, saying that you don't think gay people should exist or Christianity is the only good religion does
Oh wait, I
infringe
never
on other
said. I
people's
didn't say
belief.
it was okay to say that gay people cannot exist. That
I
it was
know,
not
but
okay
the
for them
second
to
part.
say that gay people are not allowed to express their gayness. But yes,
So what I'm saying, Gabriel, is that I just lost track of my thoughts. Give me a second. Saying that Christianity is the only good religion does infringe on other people's beliefs because that is basically implying that their religion isn't as important as Christianity.
no, it's implying that theirs is wrong.
That's even worse.
It's not. I can say no.
It
Your
is worse.
opinion is wrong.
Gabriel, I think the Christian God is fucking pathetic, doesn't exist, and all Christians should die.
Well, no, that's insanity bounds.
So your belief system is wrong. In the
That's
way
fine.
that is used, Gabriel, that is used to like talk about like Satanists. And granted, Satanism is a valid religion in this country. So I'm not saying that, but saying that does make people feel as if their beliefs are invalid, and your right to free speech does end there, unfortunately, like
No,
legally.
saying something that is invalid is not. It does not infringe on any human rights.
I mean, Gabriel, if you were to call me that infringes on my rights.
That's hate speech.
Yeah, lovely.
Saying
So
yours is wrong is a
mistreating or
completely different thing.
disrespecting someone else's religion is still hate speech, Gabriel.
No, saying someone's opinion is wrong is not disrespectful. That is telling them that their opinion is wrong. You are obviously.
So, huh? It's yeah.
Human rights are valid until your free
Free
speech
speech.
infringes on someone else's basic human rights.
Yeah.
You have no rights to take someone else's basic human rights away. And
You have a right to believe.
Okay, wait. Sorry, Thomas. I'm asking you nicely if you cannot have another person talk because I don't know. I can't hear them. I can hear like
To make it
Okay.
fair,
Gabriel,
let's no third parties,
Hannah
please.
actually put it better than I did. Hannah actually did put it better than I did. Hannah said that your right to free speech ends when it infringes on other people's human rights. And
Agreed.
you have the right to believe whatever you want. Your
Agreed.
right to free speech ends if you say something that infringes on what? Like infringes on their ability to believe in something.
You are
Saying
not
that a
understanding
religion
that
is
human right.
wrong does infringe on beliefs.
It is not
You
saying
are
someone's
telling
opinion
people
is
around you
wrong.
that they
No,
shouldn't
no, no, no,
believe
no,
in
no, 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 no,
something.
no.
Gabriel,
Saying
I don't
you're
think
just
Elijah
repeating
should be
yourself.
Christian because that is wrong.
Yes, you're okay to say that. You have every right to say
No,
that.
I'm not.
I'm allowed. Yes, you are. I'm allowed to
If
say it.
I
I
walked
don't
up
think.
to a
Wait,
teacher and I
you are
told a
keep
teacher
interrupting me,
that they
Elijah.
shouldn't be Muslim or
Okay,
shouldn't be
wait, guys, guys,
Christian,
guys,
then I would be
guys, guys,
expelled.
guys, 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 please
The point
keep it
is,
fair.
I can say anything I want to about how someone's opinion is wrong. Their opinion, their belief is wrong. But I cannot say, for instance, somebody must die. That is inciting violence. I cannot say you are a fucking idiot. You are fucking stupid. I cannot say that. That is not
Language.
allowed. Okay. But what I am allowed to say is that I'm allowed to say your belief system is wrong, and I think it is harmful to others. That is a completely fine statement because you are expressing your opinion. It does not infringe on other people's opinions because in like expressing an opinion doesn't make another opinion wrong.
Gabriel? Telling someone that their belief is wrong is both impolite, rude, and an infringement of their rights.
It is never infringed
I
at all.
literally cannot put this in a more easily digestible manner. I literally cannot.
Yeah, because you're wrong.
I'm
Yeah, I understand
not.
that you're wrong
If
and you don't
it gets
understand
to
how
a
you're
point
wrong.
where I'm in a debate and
I
I state a
understand that you're wrong.
simple fact of life, and the person debating me decides that it is intelligent to try and debate a fact. A rock is a fucking rock. A piece of coal is made out of fucking
Thank you
carbon,
for
Gabriel.
proving my point, brother. No, you are right. I am right about that. So now can we move on? Because it seems we're
Okay.
completely lost on this debate.
Yes,
We're
the
completely
magic
lost.
man does mushrooms. Okay, Gabriel. I can't take you seriously.
I just want to
I
point out
can't.
to the audience that this guy's like suddenly goes to insults
Okay,
as soon as he's
please,
wrong.
No,
please,
Gabriel, I
please,
gave
guys,
up. I
guys.
gave up after you started passively.
Okay, I so muted both of you. I think you guys are getting heated. Let's breathe, please. Let's breathe. Both are making valid points again. Let's just carry on. Civil, calm.
Let's vote. You know what?
Not now.
Let's
Not
vote.
now. No, not
No,
now.
I'm fine with voting. I'm fine with voting
Let's vote.
because I don't
You're
think we have
fine.
any more points.
Oh, yeah,
No
you're
one
fine
in
with
this
voting.
PC, I think, should vote.
Yeah.
I don't think we should vote for ourselves. I don't think Elias should vote.
Bring the fucking thingy to the stage.
The frog. This is Gabriel, right? And the pancake is Thomas. Right. Vote once. Mention them once. How's it, guys? Okay, so basically, for some reason, I lost this part of the audio for the debate. But all we did was the other three adjudicators came up, they gave the responses on what could have been improved, they gave feedback, and they voted. Ultimately, Gabriel won the vote 3-0 at the end. And that was pretty much it for that part. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully it was good. It's our first debate recorded on this channel. Leave us a like, subscribe, comment what you would want to see next. I'd see you.